What if God showed you something sacred, but refused to let you take it? This isn't the story you think you know about Joseph Smith and the gold plates. This is the story of what came before. The years of waiting, the mistakes, the correction, and the heart-wrenching loss that prepared him to receive a message meant for the entire world. 3 years had passed since Joseph Smith's first vision. Life was far from easy. He was just a teenager, working long, hard days clearing land and hiring out for wages to help support his family. School was a luxury he rarely had. He believed in God, he had seen God, but that didn't make him immune to the struggles of being human. He wrestled with weakness, with doubt, and often found himself praying for forgiveness. The vision hadn't made him perfect. It had made him accountable. Like many people in his time, Joseph believed that God could reveal knowledge through physical instruments, just as he had done for prophets in the Bible with things like the Urim and Thummim. But he was about to learn that spiritual gifts don't remove the need for humility. In fact, they require more of it. One night, deep in prayer, asking for forgiveness and direction for his life, his small room began to fill with a brilliant light. A heavenly messenger appeared, standing in the air before him. The angel called him by name, Joseph. He introduced himself as Moroni and delivered a message that would change everything. He told Joseph that God had forgiven him, and more than that, God had a work for him to do. Moroni spoke of an ancient record, a book written on plates of gold, buried in a nearby hill. This record contained the fullness of the everlasting gospel and testified of Jesus, Christ's ministry to a group of ancient people who lived in the Americas. Then Moroni told him something that must have been staggering to a poor, uneducated farm boy. His name would be known for good and evil among all nations, kindreds, and tongues. That night, the angel Moroni appeared not once, but 3 times, repeating the exact same message each time. This repetition was crucial. It wasn't just for excitement. It was detailed instruction. Joseph was being prepared for a test. Moroni warned him that when he went to get the plates, he would be tempted. Thoughts of wealth, fear, and confusion would rush into his mind, trying to distract him from his sacred purpose. He was given a specific commandment. After seeing the angel, he was to go and tell his father everything. His father, Moroni promised, would believe him. The next morning, exhausted from the sleepless night, Joseph went to work with his father in the fields. The physical strain was too much, and he collapsed. As he lay on the ground, the angel Moroni appeared a 4th time, repeating the same message once more, and reminding him of the instruction to speak to his father. Joseph learned a vital lesson right then. Obedience begins with honesty, especially with those we trust. He told his father, and just as the angel promised, his father believed him and told him to do exactly as he had been commanded. Joseph went to the hill, which he recognized immediately from the vision. He found the spot, cleared away the earth, and lifted a large, rounded stone. Underneath was a stone box. Inside, he saw them, the gold plates. Alongside them were other sacred items, including a breastplate and what the angel called the Urim and Thummim interpreters, prepared by God for translating the record. But as he looked at the contents of the box, his mind wavered. His thoughts, just as the angel had warned, drifted away from the message of Jesus Christ and turned to the plate's monetary value. He imagined the wealth they could bring, how they could lift his family from poverty. When he reached down to take them, an unseen force stopped him. He tried again and again. Each time he was repelled. Why? Because sacred things cannot be obtained with divided motives. The angel Moroni appeared and asked him why he couldn't obtain the book. Joseph replied that he didn't know. The angel then showed him a vision of 2 opposing powers. On one side, the glory and peace of God. On the other, the darkness, greed, and confusion of the adversary. Joseph saw with perfect clarity the battle for his own heart. He understood a crucial principle. The plates were not a treasure hidden for wealth. They were a testament preserved by faith, and they could only be obtained through pure-hearted obedience. Moroni told him to come back to this exact spot in 1 year and to bring a specific person with him. That person was his older brother Alvin. Alvin was strong, respected, and faithful. Joseph trusted him completely. The plan was set. But before the year was up, tragedy struck. Alvin suddenly fell ill. As he lay dying, his final words to Joseph were a powerful plea. Do everything in your power to obtain the record. Be faithful in receiving instruction, and in keeping every commandment that is given you. Alvin's death was a devastating blow to the Smith family, and it left Joseph grieving and uncertain. The one person he was commanded to bring was gone. Still, he chose to be obedient. When the appointed day arrived, Joseph returned to the hill, this time alone. He was allowed to lift the plates from the box. For a moment, he held them in his hands, but then he made a critical mistake. His mind flashed to the other items in the box, and thinking he should secure them too, he set the plates down on the ground just for a moment. He turned back to the box, and when he looked again for the plates, they were gone. The angel Moroni appeared, and the reality of the situation was made clear. Joseph was willing, but he was not yet fully prepared to protect what God was entrusting to him. This wasn't a final rejection. It was a painful but necessary part of his refinement. He had to learn, step by step, how to prioritize and protect a sacred trust above all else. The story of the gold plates isn't really about finding treasure. It's about becoming trustworthy. God does not rush his sacred work. He prepares his people first. Before the revelation came the responsibility. Before the authority came the discipline. And before the plates were finally given to him, years later, Joseph Smith first had to become the kind of person who could receive and keep them. Thanks for watching.